Donald Trump likes to behave as if he is the king of Twitter. He gets on Twitter, he mocks other people. Hell, just this morning he was telling us how stupid is the word he used, the UK ambassador to the United States is. But if you want to talk about stupid on Twitter, you really have to talk about Trump himself. Just yesterday, Donald Trump was fooled by a phony Twitter account posting a very real picture of Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan, over which was superimposed a very fake quote that Ronald Reagan never said. Donald Trump retweeted this picture from the fake account and said, "Cute." That's it. That was his only commentary on it. Cute. Here's what the fake quote said. "For the life of me, and I'll never know how to explain it, when I met that young man, I felt like I was the one shaking hands with a president." That is allegedly what Ronald Reagan said about Donald Trump in 1987 when Donald Trump was 41. The two of them are seen in the picture shaking hands in the Blue Room of the White House. And Trump said, "Cute." The thing is, this quote has actually been going around for quite some time. Snopes had to debunk it back in 2016. PolitiFact had to debunk it just a few months ago, rated it pants on fire. So this quote has been going around for quite some time. And the phony Twitter account, which was a play on the @ReaganBattalion Twitter account, it was Reagan Battalion, no L, just capitalized the I to kind of fool people with the name. Trump believed it was the real group, retweeted it, cute, and the whole world laughs at him as they always do. But here's the thing. Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan may have been in a photo together. Trump likes to say that, Reagan, I guess kind of admired him, but the truth is actually the exact opposite. And we know that because of the Presidential Records Act. And presidential records get saved. They have to get saved. That's the law. And so, savvy reporters have actually gone through records from the Reagan administration, searching for any mention of the word Trump, and I'm just going to read this from the Washington Post. A review of every Trump mention in the Reagan files shows that the White House aides spent much of the 1980s trying to gently reject the mogul's self-aggrandizing overtures without bruising that large ego of his. Back in 1983, Trump snagged a picture with the president during a photo line at a White House event. The president, not paying any attention, signed it Reagan, Reagan. 5 years later, Trump included the image in his book, The Art of the Deal. An aide in the social secretary's office noticed the mistake and sent him an apologetic note and a corrected picture signed with an auto pen. So, Ronald Reagan cared so little about Donald Trump that when he was standing in the line that all the other people were standing in to get an autograph, he was so aloof that he signed his name Reagan, Reagan. That's how little attention he was paying to this man. And then the other times that they had to deal with him, they wanted to be like, "Hey, that's cool, man. Really great idea. Thanks. Why don't you just go ahead and head on out? We're going to talk about this later." Because they didn't want to bruise his ego, as they said. But they also couldn't stand him. And this was back in the 80s. This was back when most people didn't give a damn who Donald Trump was. Most people in this country hadn't even heard of him. And this White House tried to brush him off. And now he's trying to capitalize on the Republican Party's, deification of Ronald Reagan and saying, "Oh, Reagan loved me. He thought I was great." No, Reagan couldn't stand you. Reagan's aides couldn't stand you. Nobody in the White House in the 80s could stand you, and they didn't even like being around you. And they couldn't be bothered to even spell their name correctly when you came asking for an autograph. That's not admiration. That's complete and utter indifference to you and your self-aggrandizing ways. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.